No, something has to go wrong. Definitely something has to go wrong. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the first part of our project on getting the Quicke loader fitted onto this case 895. First job on the list is to actually give her a service. I haven't serviced her this year yet, so we're going to be doing the fuel filters, which I haven't done in 3 years now. I've done it just a year after we bought it, and then I have it 4 years this tractor, but I haven't put fuel filters in it in 3 years, so it's well overdue. 2 filters we've changed there, so we'll get them done. Also, we'll be changing the filter, the oil filter on the far side, changing the engine oil obviously as well, and just giving it a check over. It's going to be much easier to do it now than it will be when we have the brackets put on. We'll take the mower off, probably end up taking the battery out, taking the casing of the battery. It's just gone 2 o'clock on the day, so we only have a few hours to get bits and pieces all done, so we'll take into it. So we have the case kind of set up. It's sitting more or less level. You might wonder why I'm doing it here and not in the shed. We have a shed down below that's after been washed out, and it'd be perfect where I usually service the tractors because it's perfectly level and it's a nice place just to actually work. But for your purpose, it's too dark and the GoPro is absolutely rubbish in low light. So I said I'd do it here. Every bit is good. The tractor's just sloped ever so slightly towards me, which is what I want, towards where the sump is, so we can get all that old crap oil out. We have run the tractor there for about 5 minutes just to warm it up before we release the oil, and just get everything, as much of that oil, crap oil out as we can, and then we'll change the filters. So just another little handy tool that I've got. I purchased this actually last year. I seen it at a show and I thought it a great little piece of kit. It's just made by the same company that does your, obviously, your vice grips, Erwin. So it's great for taking off the filters. You just lap it around your filter, pop it in there, tighten it up just like you would a pair of vice grips. And you turn the right way, be a start. A very, very handy piece of kit to have. So next we're going to get our new filter, which is the exact same as the one that came off. I actually go for these black man filters because it kind of suits the black of the tractor as well, and that's just me. So definitely one thing you want to do then, a little bit of oil. It doesn't matter if it's run oil as long as it's oil, and you want to wet your seal. You don't want to be putting on a dry seal. You get a much better seal once you wet it. So a little bit of oil just around the ring of the rubber just does the job just nicely. And we screw on our new filter. Simple as that. Hand tightness is all you need. It will suck itself down. It will seat itself in eventually itself, but hand tightness is all you need, and that's your filter fitted. Now it's time to put the sump plug back on. Now these sump plugs have an Allen key in the centre, so you just need an Allen key just to tap that tight into place. Alright, so that's the filter on with the sump plug back on and tightened. Next thing we have to do is put oil in. That's great. And then the phone rings. Times like these. No, not now. So that is the oil changed and filter's done, sump's on, filled with oil. Just always, I never fill it to the full, just always leave it a little bit below the max. I'm going to check that then. I'll run it for probably a day or so, and then I'll check it again just to make sure that everything's okay. But more or less it's done. Quite a straightforward job. Anybody can really do it. Now we're moving on to the other side where we're going to be changing these two diesel filters here and putting two new ones in there. So we'll start on this now. So it's just a matter of wetting the filter again, as you see. That's perfectly good enough. And just screwing them back into place. With the two filters on, what I could have done if I wanted to make life a little bit easier, I could have filled both filters with fuel before I put them on to save a lot when you're starting to bleed the system. I don't really need to, because I have a little bit here for bleeding the system, so I can pump diesel through and fill them that way. But you have to release the air, so I have to open a bolt that's here. And that'll tell us when our filters are full when we go to fill them up. So that's it, just there's a hole in the end of it, you don't have to screw it the whole way. And we just start filling, manually filling. And as soon as you see the fuel coming out through this nut here, you know that your filters are full. You can see there now that the fuel is starting to come out, so you tighten that nut up again. As both filters are now full. It only takes about 10 pumps to fill them actually full, so it doesn't take very long. You can fill the filters before you put them on if you want to skip that process, if you don't have a little pump like this one here, and it will definitely save you a lot of time. The chances is you could airlock. There's a couple more valves that we can open to release any air if we need to, but we'll see what it does for now. That's the diesel done. Started up, runner there for about 5 minutes. Everything's okay, there's no airlocks. So it's relatively straightforward to do. Anybody can really do that kind of job. Just take your time, as long as you use the right filters and the right oil to suit your tractor. You can't really go wrong. Just make sure you follow the same routine each time, and you make sure you put oil in it before you start it up. So what we have to do next is we have to get this mower off. Take it off and drop it somewhere nice and handy out of the way, and then we'll take the tractor back up and we start loosening off the battery casing here, just probably put the bracket on this side first. This is the easiest side. Far side is going to be a little bit more awkward because we have to fit pipes and things when we have the wheel off, but we'll get to that all later on. So that's the mower off. Now, I want to make it as easy as I can when he comes. I'm just not too sure how much stuff I should be taking off. The battery's definitely going to be in the way. The back wheel has to come off as well. I just don't want to touch it just yet. It'll only take a few minutes to pull the wheel off. I want to make sure that this is the side he wants to start on. Because he might have other ideas of his way to do it. So I'll go by whatever he wants. But at the minute, I think I will take the battery out. And battery housing out. And just kind of open up that area. So, definitely spraying a little bit of WD-40 on a couple of evenings before helped the thing out an awful lot. Anything around a battery is always usually corroded, and there was definitely no difference here for this one because everything was really badly corroded. A couple of studs actually did ring off, but I'm not really worried because the floor of this battery casing needs to be replaced. It's got a lot of holes in it. It's typical of a battery housing. It's not a difficult thing to do, and I've got plenty of sheeting here, galvanized sheeting, that'll work lovely for it. So we'll put a new floor in this and kind of fix this up before we put it back on. So we'll remove the battery now, and then we'll start to try and remove the actual battery housing itself. So, battery housing is now out, and you can see exactly what I meant. The floor of it is in pretty bad condition. It's practically rotten out completely, but it's not going to be a big difficult job. I'm going to take all this crusted stuff off, and then I'm going to mould the piece out, turn the edges up on it, and fit it down into it, and then probably either pop rivet it into place or weld it into place. We'll prime it all as well, and we'll try to put in some sort of a rust inhibitor as well to stop the rust from getting any worse. But it's a typical example. I knew about it beforehand. I might even source a new one and see what price they are. If they're not too expensive, I might just put a new one into it. So we have our first little bit of a problem. These little straps here, they're quite badly corroded. One here as well. You can see there already on this one where someone has welded the bolt onto the actual bracing instead of the way it's fixed on this one. So it obviously must have broke there at some stage, I'd say as well. When I go to twist this, it's going to twist the strap. I know what's going to happen. It's going to snap off fairly quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the threads as best as I can with a wire brush and wire wheel on the dewalt here, and just have a go with that first, see can I free it up anyway at all. And if I can't, I'm just going to leave it, apply a wee bit of heat to it maybe later on this evening and try it that way. But if we have to break the straps, unfortunately we break them, and we'll have to replace them, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we won't have to do that. So as you see there now, threads are a lot cleaner on both sides. So maybe we'll be able to free it up now a little bit. So as you can see, we got the straps off. So a little bit of time, taking a little bit of time, just cleaning down the threads and things, just saved me that little bit of a bother. I can see that strap is pretty, it's not too bad. It's actually just paint that's actually coming off it, so it's not too bad. It's in good enough condition. What I'll do is I'll clean them threads a little bit further before I put it back on, and I'll add a little bit of grease to it just to lead them right, and I'll put two new nuts onto it as well, and new washers just to tidy everything up. But they should be fine, they're not damaged, and it's a relief to get one off. Now the other. So this one here is just not playing ball the same as the other one. It's more inclined to move in the wrong way. So it looks like someone has welded it quite a few times before. As you can see, the GoPro picks it up. But you can see there and there, and up here as well, it has been welded before. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to use these little pointy boys, get a grip of that bolt from in here to try and stop it swiveling around so much. And I might give the nut then a few taps on the side with a chisel just to kind of loosen up the threads and just try it again. So, success. We have it off. We've bolted them off. Didn't break anything, which is great. That's the tank. Fairly well loosened there now. I'm not going to take it off. He told me not to take it off. There's no need. We're not doing this side tonight. We're not going to be lifting the tank out of it. We're going to be just literally pushing it out of the way. We have to jack up the cab then just to take the pressure off here. There are two bolts that are in here behind the diesel tank to get the brackets on. But we're making good progress. Nothing has been damaged. And everything's kind of going to plan, if there's such thing. No, something has to go wrong. Definitely something has to go wrong. So that is it. That's as much as I can do today to it. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to loosen the back wheel, loosen the nuts of the back wheel, just to have it ready to pop off. And we'll jack it up, prop it up to the safe, and hopefully shouldn't take too long to actually put this bracket on this side. And if we get that done, I would class that as a good achievement for the first day. I'm going to get set up now for milking. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. You're going to see 2 more parts, 3 more, possibly 3 more parts of this project being done, but it should be a great job when it's finished. Remember to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, comment down below, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.